Hey guys, welcome to the Simplify Your Life podcast. It's Coach Simona and I'm glad you decided to tune in. What's up everyone? In today's podcast episode, we're going to talk about what is FOMO, also known as the fear of missing out. We'll answer some frequently asked questions. Where is FOMO coming from? What is the best way to overcome the fear of missing out? And many more. Now, before we jump into my 5 tips on how to overcome the fear of missing out, let's start with the question that we're all curious about. What is FOMO, and where does it actually come from? We've all experienced FOMO at some point in our lives. It's by definition the uneasy and sometimes all-consuming feeling that you're missing out, that your peers are doing something exciting or having something better than you. Okay, but where does the fear of missing out actually come from? According to clinical psychologist Anita Sands, the fear of missing out is an ancient fear being triggered by the newest form of communication, social media. In the past, we could only survive if we were a part of a tribe. So the fear of missing out is directly linked to that part of our brain that perceives us as being left out and not part of the group. That specialized part of the brain is a part of the limbic system, the amygdala, whose job is to detect whether something could be a threat to our survival or not. That's exactly what triggers our fight or flight response. Now, how is social media triggering FOMO? According to recent studies, many people who suffer from FOMO check social media right after they wake up, before they go to bed, and during meals. Results showed that FOMO was highest later on in the day and near the end of the week. Actually, this constant fear of missing out means that we're not participating in our own world. It's a form of addiction that can only be battled by increasing our self-awareness and working on being fulfilled with our own lives. My first tip is to track your negative thoughts. There's a great tool I use with my clients called the Automatic Thought Record tool. It helps you track your negative thoughts and substitute them with healthier alternatives. By becoming familiar with your inner monologue, you increase your self-awareness. Now, how do you track your negative thoughts? You need to go through 5 steps. First, you notice the situation that you're in when the fearful thoughts begin to flood your mind. Then, you write down the most disturbing ones, the ones that are related to your fear of missing out. The third step is to notice the sensations in your body related to that fear. You may have sweaty palms, a shortage of breath, or feel general anxiety in your body. No matter what it is, write down the intensity of your emotions on a scale of 1 to 10. Step number 4 is to acknowledge your behavior, meaning you need to notice what actions you took as a result of it. And last but not least, you need to think of adopting an alternative behavior. What would you do next time you have negative thoughts related to FOMO? The easiest way to track your negative thoughts is by using a template for it. That's why I've made a free downloadable cheat sheet for you guys. You can download it by clicking the first link in the description box below or visiting bit.ly/thoughtrecord2. Now, my second tip is to avoid triggers. You can't escape all distractions, but you can definitely do something about the amount and source of information that you're feeding your mind with. If you're used to checking your Facebook or Instagram a lot throughout the day, think of ways to limit your screen time. For me personally, I deleted almost all social media apps, with the exception of my Instagram business page, which I check twice per day when I post stories and then log out until the next day. I actually noticed something very interesting with all the social distancing that we've been practicing in the past month or so. I started to feel more disconnected than usual. I'm used to going out, being active, and doing things that involve interactions with a lot of people. That's why my FOMO came back. And that's why I decided to record this podcast episode. Now, back to my point of avoiding triggers. You can disable the notifications on your phone, or maybe delete some of your apps. Whatever helps you stay focused on your productivity, take small steps towards it. In fact, I just released a video on how to become a doer instead of a thinker, where I share my 10 ways to move into action quickly. You can click the link in the description box below or simply visit youtube.com/coachsimona. Okay, let's say that you're now more aware of your negative thoughts and you're avoiding triggers. but still feel that urge to know what's happening and feel as if something's not enough in your life. Which leads me to my third tip. Remember that you never know what happens behind closed doors. What do I mean by this? When you have fear of missing out, there is a big chance you're comparing yourself to others and thinking that they're having more fun or doing more interesting things than you. Well, guess what? Social media is as fake as it gets. From retouched photos to fake smiles and lattes, it's all an unrealistic representation of someone's life. So next time you feel as if you're missing out on something or someone seems way happier than you because they have some item they just bought, remember, you never know what's really going on in their lives. They may be sponsored by a brand, or they may be terrified that their relationship is coming to an end. That's why they're spending all that time and energy showing off how entertaining and interesting their life is. FOMO is simply a waste of your time, and the sooner you realize it, the better. This actually reminds me of a great quote by Erica Jong. Jealousy is all the fun you think they had. I'll repeat. Jealousy is all the fun you think they had. Let me know in the comments below if that quote resonated with you. My fourth tip is to practice gratitude. One of the reasons you're experiencing fear of missing out is because you're focused on the wrong things. When all of your attention is on what others are doing, where they're going, or who they're meeting, that means you don't feel enough as you are. Our minds often forget one simple truth, that we are, in fact, enough as we are. So it's important to remind them. Whether that be by writing down affirmations such as I am enough, or doing things that reinforce the belief that your life is abundant, and there are so many wonderful things to be grateful for. You simply need to find out what works for you. I personally love the 5-minute journal because it has prompts that make you write down things that you're grateful for every single day. It is super easy to use and helps you focus on the things you already have in your life. I will leave a link below if you want to check it out. Tip number 5 is to focus on yourself. As I mentioned in the previous point, having FOMO is directly linked to not being centered. There are many practices that can help with that. Meditation, mindfulness, and journaling are my favorite ones. I actually compiled an entire playlist dedicated to meditation and mindfulness. So I will link it below to check it out after this episode. But I'm also thinking of making a video on journaling soon. So make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you would be the first to know when it goes live in the next few weeks. Now, focusing on yourself starts by knowing yourself and not being afraid of your own thoughts and feelings. One of the reasons we focus on things that are outside ourselves is because we want to escape ourselves. But no matter where we go, there we are. So the best way to focus on yourself is to take small steps towards knowing what you like, what you dislike, what you enjoy doing, and what makes you feel fulfilled. Here are some introspective questions you can ask yourself to get started. Number 1. What is one thing I like about myself? 2. What is my best quality? 3. What am I actually good at? 4. How can I take better care of myself? 5. What did I really enjoy doing as a child that I no longer have the time for? You would be surprised how much your quality of life will change the moment you focus on yourself. You will feel more joyful and fulfilled. And most importantly, your fear of missing out will slowly go away the moment you realize that you already have everything you'll ever need. The power to shift your mindset and create a life you absolutely love. Now, before you click off this episode, I have something super exciting to share with you. You've been asking me for the longest time to write a book that compiles all the knowledge I share on my podcast episodes and videos. And I'm so happy to share with you that in 1 or 2 weeks, I will be releasing my new book at www.coachsimona.com. If you want to stay tuned with the updates, make sure to head over there and subscribe to my newsletter, or simply subscribe to the podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please like it. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you in the next one.